What's up, guys? Tim here with Swamp Fox Pursuits, and today will be, I guess, technically the second video that we're doing on the new boat. It is going to be kind of the first video that we're starting to work on everything, and there's probably going to be some parts to it. Today is Sunday, January 25th, and I just got done watching the Patriots. If you guys don't know, born and raised in the Patriots dynasty, so I've been spoiled for, most of my life, and then couple years where we weren't really doing that great, but we're back in the Super Bowl now, so I'm super excited. But yeah, that's not what this video is about, and please don't unsubscribe.
What did he say?
And please don't
Stop it. Get some help.
And please don't unsubscribe. And yeah, please don't unsubscribe just because I'm a Pats fan. Please. So in today's video, we're going to be tackling a couple things on the boat. Number one, we're going to be cleaning out that storage box that still has a bunch of crap in it. We're going to be vacuuming the carpet just so I can get a little bit better idea of kind of just how much work I'm going to have to put into the carpet. And then later on in the video, we're actually going to make some upgrades to the trailer, which I'll show you guys right down here. Some Harbor Freight specials here, but I do have the Haulmaster Swing Away trailer jack, and I'm really excited about this because number one, it has really good reviews. Number two, it'll actually fold up and swing out of the way and kind of in line with the trailer, which on the two boat ramps I've already been on with this thing has been a pretty big issue. South Carolina, not really known for its luxurious boat ramps. And we bottomed out a couple times where the wheel is. So this should be a nice upgrade for that. In addition, kind of what I showed you guys in the first video, but I have a trailer light tester.
20 minutes later.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was a replacement 4-pin connector. So don't care about that. And then something that this boat didn't have, but I think is pretty important, is a trailer coupler pin lock, which there's no coupler pin on it at all right now. And I figured, I don't want my boat trailer stolen while I'm out with it. So I think these are pretty decent. At least it'll kind of mitigate a little bit somebody stealing it. So these are going to go on at the end of the video. I'm also, waiting on that tongue hinge device, I guess you would call it. I have that ordered and it should get here by the end of this week that I'm filming, in time for me to actually put it into the video. That's going to take a decent amount of work. But yeah. So the first thing we're going to do actually is get into the boat and clean the storage. All right, so I got it cleaned out for the most part. There were definitely some usable, items in there. The anchor probably just needs to get cleaned off and the rope may be replaced. There was like a docking rope as well. Fire extinguisher here and underneath the seats. Both of them are still good. There's some bobbers and a screwdriver that I can use. And I found the pin for the trailer. It's kind of just tossed in there. But I was going to upgrade to a locking one anyways, so not a big deal. Some hooks. I think I told you guys about this radio that he replaced in the first video that I posted about the boat, so we'll just hang on to that if we need it. And then that oil can is empty, and then there's an adjustable paddle. He's got this wooden one in here, which I would trust a little bit more than a flimsy, plastic one. But yeah, this, obviously you guys can't smell it through the video, but this compartment is rancid. There were definitely a few items that had mold on it. And again, I attribute that to the fact that this boat was kept outside most of its life and it never had a cover for it. So, I mean, it's kind of just inevitable that, you're going to get rust spots and some mold in there. So I might try to treat that carpet, or I might just rip it out. Other than that, this front part is done. I'm going to kind of neaten it up and take all the extra stuff that I want to keep out of it. And then this back one also doesn't really have anything in it anymore, but it definitely does need to be vacuumed. And then I do need to get a narrow nozzle. I do have a shop vac, which I might use, especially to get all these leaves out of like the cracks that are behind the seat. But this floor is still sopping wet. So gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about that. I think really it just needs some time outside where it's warm so that it can dry. So that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep going. All right, now that we have the boat pretty much empty, aside from permanently installed things, I'm gonna take my vacuum, which actually has like a rug cleaning attachment, and I'm gonna kind of just start to, clean it, vacuum it. At some point, I do actually want to take our wet carpet vac and clean this whole thing. The issue is, like I said before, it's still wet because of, the gentleman keeping it outside and me having no time to put it out in the sun and dry it off.
One eternity later.
So I started this video approximately probably 4 or 5 days ago, and I've been waiting on a bunch of stuff to actually come in for the boat itself. And we got most of the carpets taken care of. You kind of saw me clean the boat out a little bit, but now I'm excited because we have a bunch of stuff that just came in from Bass Pro Shops. So if you could tell by the thumbnail, we got some goodies. So these are the Bass Pro Shop like inflating life jackets. They're the AM24 inflatables, and they were actually on sale. Bass Pro also had their like vinyl bumpers on sale, so I got a couple of those, and not really sure how I actually feel about them. They're built pretty nice, but yeah, I don't know. They'll hang off here and like kind of float to the side, and they articulate too. So the idea is that, it'll kind of flex with the boat as best it can. Not really sure. Also grabbed some dock line. The one that I did have that came with the boat that I said earlier in the video I think would have been great was not great. It was actually completely dry rotted. So I just got 2 of these. I think I got 2 15-foot. Yeah, I got 2 15-foot lengths of it. So that should be fine. Should get me what I need. And now, the best part. I got boat seats. Now, I got the red and gray for both like seats, and then like the front seat that we're going to use. First thing we're going to do is take care of this pedestal seat. So yeah, as you guys saw, one of the seats, this one right here, this bolt was basically free spinning in the seat. I don't know how that happens, but it was this one right here. And I think maybe like the threads on the inside may be separated from like the plastic, composite, whatever. But yeah, that was kind of a pain. Nothing a multi-tool couldn't handle, but I did kind of damage that just a tiny bit. So at some point I may come in and paint this again, but for now, I'm not really too worried about it. This bolt head was sizzling when it hit the bottom there. But yeah, I am still kind of upset. It hasn't been warm enough to really take this thing out and at least get the inside dry, so I mean, that is still soaking wet. But we're gonna keep on rolling. Next thing we gotta do is we gotta take the seats out of the boxes, and then I'll kind of show you guys what they're about. So for as beat up as the box was, it was actually pretty dang difficult to get it out. But just so you guys can see, these are the Turney Special high back seats. This one is the red, just to kind of match that seat right there. The lighter gray definitely matches, the red definitely matches. Those pedestal seats have black, these ones have gray. I mean, I don't think it's really too big of a deal, but I will say, I think these were $60 a piece, maybe a tiny bit more. They're very nice quality. They're comfy, you know, they give decent support. I could have gone with a mid-raise back, but I wanted the full back. I think they're a little bit more comfortable. But no rips, no tears, came in pretty good shape. The bottom has the hardware already, so I just got to back those screws out. And then it also, I don't know if I'll ever really even use this, but it is pretty cool that if you're driving a long distance and you're afraid, you know, wind is going to pop up and take your seat, they do have a strap so you can actually snap it down and kind of just hang out there. These speakers might vibrate your butt a little bit, but it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead, get this one installed and get the other one installed, and then I'll kind of sit on it and kind of give you my impressions. All right, well, I guess I didn't actually film me installing this. There was supposed to be a time lapse, but yeah, the seat went in fine. It is sturdy, as you could really hope. The only issue I had was this was the one that had the bolt that was basically just free spinning. This one, I actually, you can probably tell with the gap there, I had to partially drill out a little piece of this foundation to get it to line up correctly. I don't know if that's like a issue with Bass Pro Shop seat or if it's an issue with the seats that were original to this, but nonetheless, we're gonna jump over there and I'm gonna get that one installed. That one I'll set up a time lapse for. All right, so this one went in significantly easier. All right, so I have all 8 bolts in. Something I noticed with the seats that were installed before, a lot of them just didn't have any sort of like washer in it, and it kind of chewed up the actual opening on the seat, or I guess on the bench. So I actually had some 5/16 washers sitting around, so you know, just in good practice, I actually put them all on all 8. So I'm gonna jump to the front and we'll kind of take a look back at them. And what's nice is they actually do sit pretty far forward. And when you unclip it and you actually sit back, there's actually a space, so it's not actually hitting that back deck, which is pretty nice. But we're gonna actually take a seat. Oh yeah. They're a little tough, and when I say tough, there isn't a lot of actual like play in the material of the seat, but I really don't mind that. And even me kind of like trying to push back, the seat doesn't really flex that much. So
I'm really happy with it. The only thing I'm obviously not happy about is that seat is kind of ridiculous. I should have just bought a new pedestal, but so this is the seat install. I'm going to actually go through really quick and clean up some other stuff, and I don't want to throw anything in storage just yet because all the storage containers are still wet. Under the seat's still wet, the forward compartment is still wet, so I don't want to store anything inside of those compartments yet. All right, so that's going to do it for today's boat video. We definitely made some decent progress, got some stuff done that really, really, really needed to get done. We did a bunch of cleaning, cleaned out the compartments, and we changed the seats out finally. So I also have just probably the bare minimum now to actually go out and use it, which is cool. Other than the fact that it snowed 2 inches yesterday in Charleston, and today the warmest it got was 35 degrees. So that's still a little unfortunate, but we'll get out there soon enough. There's a few more things I want to do before we actually take the boat out anyways. So, all right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for any suggestions you guys are leaving. I really appreciate the help with pretty much everything. I think we did pretty good with these seats. I think they're going to do a lot of good for us, and considering the price, like again, I paid less than 150 bucks for all 3 seats. So, I'll order a pedestal, but again, that's probably not a priority for me. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support, and let me know if there's anything else you guys think I should be doing. Thank you, and make today the best day that you can.